Once upon a time, in a distant land, there was a child born in a small, windowless room. The room was his entire world. Its walls were high, and its ceiling, though sturdy, let in a faint, soothing light. It was warm, comfortable, and safe. Everything the child needed was within this space. Food appeared as if by magic. Water flowed from a single faucet in the corner, and a soft bed awaited him at night. The boy grew, exploring every inch of the room. He named the objects around him, the chair, the table, the books, and wondered at their purpose. When he began to imagine, his mind wandered, but always within the confines of the room. He dreamt of new shapes for chairs, stories about how books could fly, and games with invisible friends. But one thing puzzled him more than anything else: the sound. Faint and distant, he could sometimes hear a low rumble, like a growl of some immense creature. At other times, there were soft whistles, as if the room itself was singing. He asked aloud, "What lies beyond this room?" There was no answer. One day, when the boy had become a young man, a crack appeared in the wall. From this crack emerged a figure, a being unlike anything he had ever seen. The visitor had a luminous aura, as if light itself wrapped around them. The young man recoiled at first, frightened by the unknown, but curiosity soon took over. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am a traveler," the visitor replied, their voice resonating with an otherworldly calm. "I come from outside." "Outside?" The young man frowned. The word seemed alien, meaningless. "What is outside?" The visitor smiled gently. "It is the world beyond these walls, a place of vast skies, towering mountains, endless seas, and countless beings like you." The young man's mind struggled to grasp these words. He tried to imagine skies, but saw only the faint glow of his ceiling. He thought of mountains as great piles of his books, stacked high. Seas made no sense at all. "You're lying," he said finally. "There is nothing beyond these walls." "Why do you believe that?" the visitor asked. "Because I have never seen it." The visitor knelt, their eyes kind. "You cannot see what lies beyond because your entire life has been within this room. Your imagination has been shaped by its limits. But just because you cannot see or imagine it does not mean it isn't real." The young man felt a flicker of something. Hope? Fear? He wasn't sure. "How can I know this outside exists?" The visitor extended a hand. "Come with me, and I will show you." The young man hesitated. The room was his world, his comfort, his home. The idea of leaving it filled him with dread. But the visitor's words stirred something deep within, a yearning he had never known. Slowly, he reached out and took the traveler's hand. As the young man stepped through the crack, he was blinded by light, pure, radiant, and overwhelming. For a moment, he felt as though he were falling, weightless and unanchored. But when his vision adjusted, what he saw left him speechless. Above him stretched an infinite expanse of blue sky, dotted with fluffy clouds. The ground beneath his feet was soft, covered in green blades that tickled his skin. In the distance, great trees rose like giants, and a shimmering river wound its way through the landscape. Birds soared overhead, their songs filling the air. What is this?" he whispered, tears streaming down his face. "This," said the visitor, "is the world as it truly is." The room was only a small part of it. The young man fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the beauty and vastness around him. He realized then how small his understanding had been. All his life, he had thought the room was the entirety of existence. Now, he knew it was only a fraction of a far greater reality. The story of the man in the room is the story of human. Born within the limits of space and time, he often believed that his reality is all there is and the physical laws governing it. But just as the man discovered a world beyond his walls, when the death comes, he too will see realities beyond his comprehension. Realities that defy time, space, and imagination. In chapter 102 of Quran, Allah informs us that we shall soon come to know about the reality